because I must.
Please don't.
Yes.
Please don't.
No, she says.
No, don't.
Okay, we'll start.
You can tell me in my ear later.
How about global icon? I mean, it has to be
please.
said.
I'm going to walk off stage.
Act up.
My excitement for the world to see it. The vision, actually, I would say collectively for the team, and a moment for Amazon here, just because they are such a fabulous platform. They give that reach to a show like Poacher. From the very beginning, the first time we all got onto a marketing call, the feeling was, yaar, just go genuine, just go real. The show will do its talking. ऐसे marketing करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है ऐसे. Just let the content do the talking, and it's doing it. I think you just call me, like I can be the screen mascot for you all right now, to just say this louder and louder. But Poacher is out in the world on the 23rd of Feb, and the vision is out there for the world to see.
So before I get to the how, I want to tell you the why, okay? Our appetite for this scrumptious dish called Poacher comes from 4 very simple but very important ingredients. There's one Emmy award-winning, one portion of an Emmy award-winning director, one portion of an Oscar-winning production company, one portion of a national award-winning executive producer, and a very, very, very generous portion of the stellar star cast that we have in the cast and crew.
Wow.
Like, that's really what, and why, this is something that we're so excited about. So it was a no-brainer. It was not something that all of us had to put too much of a mind to. It really was a no-brainer. Now let me come to the how. We call ourselves story chasers. We can do anything and everything to chase good stories. This is about a year ago in London, exactly a year ago in London. I had a really short window to meet Richie in this neighborhood called Shoreditch. And because I had to get all the way across London through that traffic, at a particular time, I managed to get to him 2 tubes journeys and 2 bus journeys later, and I met Richie. And then, we had this long conversation, a really heartwarming breakfast, and then we just knew that this is something that had to be done. And so I think that was the first thing that we did. The second was, I would believe, our conversation with Ray and Sean, who are the producers of the show. It's not just about Amazon selecting a show like Poacher, but I think it's also the producers selecting a platform and a service like Amazon. And I think there are a few things that worked for both of us and why this is such a beautiful marriage of sorts. We've been doing this for now about 8 years in this country. We serve content in 10 languages. We've been the first ones to go deep into this country, penetrate with all these languages, films, shows, and taking all this content globally, right? So the discussions initially were a lot around how do we take a multilingual show and give it all its worth? And that's really where we came in. So we had a fantastic creator, and as a service, what we could do to it, not just in India and take it deep into India and globally, was really what really brought this whole thing together. I think the show again is very engaging. It's a relatable show about human emotions, that's all the things that I have to say. I have a lot more, but more stories for some other time.
When I watched it, I was perhaps not aware, but it still deeply impacted me. And I don't think I say this, I'm not saying this just because I'm here sitting on the stage, but it really, really leaves an impact. And you really think about it. And I was in tears, and I was smiling, and I was entertained, and I was scared, and I was thrilled, and I was, all the things put together. But supporting a story like this, I think for us as an audience is really important. But I think I really want to thank Rishi for bringing us this story and for putting this together. Just the way you got on to that one moment when it was sent to you while you were doing something else for Google, and this came to you, and you said, okay, no, this is something that I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell this story. I think There's a lot of genuineness in it. There's a lot of heart in it. And that really comes across when you see the show. It's really hard to say genuinely, and I'm not just being like cute with my answer because there is so much. For starters, the performances, which I spoke a little bit about, but Nimisha, Roshan, and Dibyendu sir are just fantastic. I mean, forever fans. I'm forever a fan of all of them because what they brought to their characters, they have. It's about the overarching, of course, crime that is going through the show, and that's that's just taking you through all the 8 episodes. But you're also going deeper into their life, which is so enriching, so interesting, so emotional. There are beautiful moments that each of the characters have, which I can right now think, I'm not going to say it because it will be giving too many moments away. Like there's this one scene, I won't say too much, okay? There's this one scene that Roshan has. Can I say with his son? Okay, yeah, with his son, which is beautiful. Then when you watch it, you know what I mean. There's this one shot that Nimisha gives at the end, which I was like really shaking. And there's this one scene that Dibyendu sir has with his, can I say niece? Yeah, with his niece, which is again so beautiful. Now these are one scenes, but I'm just bringing it up because I know for a fact, like when my sister and I exchanged notes, those were the scenes that really, propped us out to us. The way you see in the end of the trailer, for example, how you saw each and every animal, that's something when every time I see the trailer, I get goosebumps. Every time you see an animal in the show, that is, by the way, purely visual effects, you're so enamored. The perspective with which Richie has told this story, the narrative, you really feel like the other in the story. And just the beats, just the drama, just the everything. So yeah, just not one thing, there are too many things. Now I'm going to stop talking, just watch the show.
Take a minute and do a little bit of tarif because I must.
Please don't.
Yes.
Please don't.
No, she says.
No, don't.
Okay, we'll start.
You can tell me in my ear later.
How about global icon? I mean, it has to be
please,
said.
I'm going to walk off stage.
Actor par excellence, producer, entrepreneur, and now, of course, okay, how about this one? Executive producer for Poacher. That's fine, right? With your production company, Eternal Sunshine Productions. So it'll be great for us to know, how did this come into being and what made you come on board as executive producer?
So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here today. So fun story, which I've never said before. Richie and I met back in 2022. I was full-blown pregnant, just about to pop. Yeah, very close to popping. We spoke about everything under the sun. We spoke about parenting. We spoke about just cinema, movies, art. And in that meeting, he took me through the world of Poacher. I mean, firstly, I was flabbergasted that it was all based on true events. And then we kept talking. He was gracious enough to share the first 2 episodes. I then watched the whole show. But I have to say, forget executive producer, I just responded as a person. When I saw the show, I couldn't stop watching it. Like, it's a binge and how. You can't take your eyes off the screen. You can't take yourself away from these characters. Nimisha is not here today, but I mean, she's outstanding. Roshan, who I've had the honor of working with, is unbelievable. And Dibyendu sir, and not just the 3 of them, the whole cast. They really hold, they hold your attention to the screen. And of course, Richie has told this story so beautifully. It just really moved me. It moved me emotionally. It moved me physically towards him, saying, tell me what I can do and how can I help. And at Eternal being me and my partner / sister Alia Bhatt and our business head Grishma, we are a tiny team of 3. But we really believe that we would like to be a part of stories that move you and impact you and stir some sort of conversation long after you've seen what you've seen. So whether it's a conversation with yourself, whether it's a conversation with another person. Like, I remember sitting Richie down and asking him multiple questions. I think we went through a whole interrogation with you, right? Right after we watched it. you just want to know more. And I'm not going to say too much because I think this is just the beginning of the journey. And I say that because I genuinely believe it's just the beginning. So without further ado, I think let's bring the world of Poacher to the people. And I have to say this, I can write it down right now that your minds are going to be blown. So please, let's go ahead.
Radio City, Radio City, Radio City,
Radio City, रग रग में दौड़े सिटी.